Hey y'all, shit, just gonna get right into it. The traumas of being around a shootout. And when I say that, I want to be specifically clear about it. When I say that, I mean any type of shootout. Obviously not as far as someone who has PTSD that's in the military, but for someone like me who was on the stairs one time when he was 19, and I guess some 14-year-old tried to break into somebody's car for some odd reason in broad daylight. We heard the window smash, but from sitting around the corner and just minding our own business, we couldn't really put two and two together as to what actually happened. But when this little kid started running and shots are going off, and he seemingly takes like a little limp while he keeps on deciding to run. And not only that, I think in the midst of it, I think I also witnessed a potential tree branch fly off while the shots are firing off, seemingly in the direction this kid is running into. And that just causes like me and my sister to just take the hell off, like run right in the apartment. And I remember as soon as like slamming the door behind us and locking the door, our mom ended up yelling, "Yo, what's up? What's up?" Like, we're not responding. I'm saying, "Shh." And then my little sister, and I ain't even try to sound rude to her. I guess she didn't hear the shots outside. But these two, my mom, my youngest sister, asking a question like, "Oh, what's going on?" They're yelling as I'm like saying "shh" and putting my finger by my lips trying to signal be quiet. I guess they didn't get it, so I was like, "Shut the hell up," like right off rip. Like I said, heart still pumping. We just ran away from something. We were just minding our own business, willing to see. And that's just one of the examples, later on in terms of shootings I've been around and heard. I'll tell you in future videos, but as of now, I'm just going to use that one example to bring up, my way of thinking. If I'm going off my own experience, for me, simply just being around shootouts from when I was minding my own business, it just makes me think that if me minding my own business led to me potentially being in something I didn't wish to be involved into, and I always hear BS like, if God wants you to go, then you'll go, or if God wants me to go, then I'll go, or just believe in God and trust God. But who's to say God is on your side? The last time God was recorded speaking to us was seemingly in the BC era before Christ. And what is that, like potentially hundreds of thousands of years ago? And for some odd reason, people think that they could bring text that was used from tens of thousands of years ago that they partially don't even understand the language of, because they're seemingly speaking in tongues through the whole Bible, that they could use their old ways and apply it to modern times. Because I don't remember a time in the Bible where God was describing shootouts, or make sure you wear a bulletproof vest. I've heard always keep sword by you. Y'all could do whatever you wish to look up the quote, to see which one I'm referencing. I don't, as of now, feel interested enough to honestly get into it. But the last time I've heard God speak on self-defense involving a sword, it sounds something along the lines as to what the Second Amendment provides, if you ask me. But once you be around something, just simply minding your own business, and it's traumatized in multiple occasions, sometimes even around your sibling. Like, I also remember when I was sitting upstairs just smoking, and then shots go off. At this point, this is like my 20th time hearing this on Snapfinger and Wesley Chapel, and I just see I'm on the top of the stairs in the apartment building we was living in at the time, and I look downstairs and I just see my brother running full speed as I believe he said he seen someone shoot some shots and end up running off full speed. I see him from upstairs running to the apartment full speed, and he hear him slam the door. Like the fact that I could hear it and feel it from 3 floors above just lets me know like how much he was actually scared. And at the time, I think I was 21. I think I had a brand new Burst of Thunder 380. I'm gonna go back to linking the original concealed carry YouTube channel I have up under here. But once again, just to get straight to it, it sort of just reminds me of one of the philosophies that I've always thought of. I'm like, I can't let the police or a judge who, if I were to simply call the police and they didn't find anybody, simply just make a report or potentially drive and walk over gun shells that they might not even see at the scene as of now, just for me to next day walk to the gas station and actively see some while minding my own business, even though I've seen that the police was called. Why should I trust people who don't care enough to investigate or have laws restricting them to investigate to a certain means, which honestly I think is the first one if I'm being more honest with you. Why should I trust my life along the lines those people who typically aren't around? To my knowledge, you can look up the statistics that cops most of the time don't make it there. I think the percentage was 70% don't make it there until the crime is either completely done or most of the damage is done. Whether that's fights, shootings, stabbings, domestic violent cases, they're typically always late to the scene. Why should I have to risk my health and well-being and not carry a firearm simply just because a judge said so or the police said so, and they're not willing to offer any type of security for me? They didn't offer nothing in terms of moving out of that apartment complex or giving me a certain time frame to move out to make me see what works in order for me to keep my firearms and to make me feel like I was safe. It ends up as a I'd rather get judged by 12 than carried by 6 type of philosophy, which is a philosophy I was hoping, no one would ever personally have to choose between their Second Amendment rights and the willingness they had to protect themselves just due to them being restricted by the law. But to me, it was just weird and corny. It's just, once again, I noticed my third time saying it. If me minding my business, even now, as I'm recording this video in a new spot, has led to me being around situations and not too far from bloody crime scenes, and me just minding my own business, it's like, why would I drop my guard again just because a cop said so? Should I die or go to jail? And I know that's just a cliche typically used by rappers, but when you get beats and pieces of it, I think it's fair to say you'll have a different perspective. For example, it's just hard to forget. It makes me look at rappers differently, like how the fuck y'all rap about this as if it's cool and y'all catching 39 bodies. Some of them are realistically just insane and damn near popularizing on a big screen and got some form of bloodlust. And to an extent, maybe all of us do, whether that's you envisioning yourself as the hero who takes down the mass shooter in the mall, or out there going to war and, a Call of Duty like scenery and being a badass enhanced superhero, or, a G.I. Joe ninja, whatever type of way that makes you feel as if you'd be strong or self-control or competent of defending yourself. All I could say, cops aren't your friends. Judicial system isn't your friends. Do whatever you feel like is necessary, because when you're getting stabbed, shot at, robbed, your house is being broken into, no one's coming to save you. Do as you must.